Hey everyone, so in this video it's going to be another website creation video, and the website that I'm going to be creating, or more so recreating, is my actual business web page. So I've had a company called Social Media Mansion for the past couple of years, and I originally got the site made by someone else when I had no idea about even how to create a website. Um, and unfortunately, they have just let their hosting expire, which means my site disappeared, and now I have to go in and actually completely redo it again. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to just literally just take you guys through it, exactly what I'm going to do, what plugins I'm going to use, how I'm going to set everything up. Things will probably change a lot through this video. I might set something up one way and then change it later. But I just thought it'd be something good for you guys to see how I do it literally in real time. So what I need to do now is change my name servers in my hosting account, in my domain account, to send them to my actual hosting account rather than where it's been hosted in the past. Again, I've done this in the previous videos for the dog training site, so I'm just doing the exact same thing here again. So I've purchased my domain here with Crazy Domains a couple of years ago when I didn't really know much about online marketing. So I'm just going to update the name servers here. And I'm going to delete these. Delete this. And I'm going to add my new ones in. So ns1.bluehost.com and ns2.bluehost.com, as my site is going to be hosted with Bluehost, where a bunch of my other sites are. I'm going to update servers. Give that a second to update. Okay, cool. So now you can see my name servers have been updated. So I'm going to go across to my Bluehost account, and now I'm just going to connect it in the same way as I did in the previous video. So once I've done that, I'll come back to you guys in a minute. So just so you guys can see, what I'm doing here is I'm hitting domains, then I'm going to assign a domain to your cPanel account. So I'm going to hit that there and go through this process. I'm going to then use a domain that is not already associated with my account. So I'm going to type in my website, socialmediamansion.com. Wait for that to verify. So see, it's been verified. And I'm going to make sure just leave it as add-on domain and assign this domain. So once that's done, I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Okay, so now the socialmediamansion.com domain name has been connected to my hosting account. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to install a theme. It's one of my favorite themes that I've been using a lot lately, as it's just so easy to edit things, change things, add images. And it makes a really, really clean looking site. And I've actually used this plugin to make my social media Unchained site as well. So this theme is called Optimize Press 2. I'll put a link to it right next to the video here, so if you guys want to check it out some more, you can click over there and get it. But what it does, it's literally just like a drag and drop system. So it works a bit differently to a lot of themes, but once you see how it works, it's a lot easier to use, and it comes with a bunch of great templates already. Makes a really professional, clean looking site. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to install it. I'm not going to install it the standard way. I'm actually going to install it through my cPanel here. But first of all, I need to install WordPress. So I'm going to hit WordPress. I'll hit cPanel first, then hit WordPress. Let that log in for a minute. And then I'm going to want to install a brand new install of WordPress. So we're going to hit Start New. I'll just let that load now. Sometimes my internet has a mind of its own and it just decides to take its time, but we'll get there in the end. Might even just pause it. Oh, there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select it from the drop-down list, and then once it's, I'll just show you guys now anyway. Social media mansion. Check domain. Once it's checked, I'll come back to you guys. So you're not just sitting here waiting. Okay, so it's checked the domain, it's ready to install, but what I always do here is I select Show Advanced Options, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to edit these, so I'll change this to Social Media Mansion. I'll change these emails to my ones. That'll be my username and password, so I'll set them in a second, and I'll change my admin email address to luke@Social Media Mansion. And then once I've entered this information here, I'm going to accept the terms and install. So once it's installed, I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so now that everything's been installed, we have a WordPress account installed on my domain. What I want to do now is install the Optimized Press theme. So what I want to do is I want to go to File Manager. The reason why I'm doing it a bit differently here as to the previous video with the dog training site is because this file is a bit too large just to be installed purely through WordPress, because my hosting company has limits of how much you can upload directly and stuff. So I'm doing this through my file manager here. So all I need to do is go File Manager, and then I choose from here which domain that I want to use. So Social Media Mansion, and then I'm going to go straight to the directory. Okay, cool. So this is all the files that will be in my site. It may be a bit overwhelming to you at first, but there's only a few things you really need to look at here. So since we've installed WordPress, these are all my different WordPress files. So what I want to go into is WordPress content. Then I want to go into themes. So here are the 2 stock themes that come with a standard WordPress install. And when I purchased the Optimized Press theme, what I want to do is when you log into your account, they send you your details, and then you download the Optimized Press file, which I think I've got on my desktop here. So what I want to do is then I want to hit upload. I want to choose a file, Optimized Press theme, open, and I'll let that upload. And once it's uploaded, I can then log into my WordPress site and we'll activate it again in there. So I'll show you how that works in a minute. This might take a little while to upload since it's a big file, but once it has, I'll show you the next screen. Okay, so it's now been took about 5 minutes and it's completed. So what I want to do now is go back to home. And you can see here, this is the Optimized Press theme zip file we just uploaded. So now what we're going to want to do is extract it. So then the theme will be added to the actual themes folder. So we click on it here, hit extract, extract files. And again, we just wait for that to happen, and you can see that was quite quick. Close, and then we'll refresh it. You can see here the theme's now been added. So what I'll just do now is I'll delete this file since we don't need it anymore. And now we can go in and log into the site, and I'll show you how the optimized theme looks and how it works. Okay, so to log into the back end of our site, what we need to do is go to our website name, so socialmediamansion.com/admin. And this is where we'll enter our login information that we set up before when we added the WordPress to our domain name in our Bluehost account. So my username is admin. Should probably change it to something more harder to guess, but in this case I'll leave it for now. A password. And it'll log us into our WordPress site. So if you aren't quite sure about what all this is, watch one of my other videos that I've shown previously that actually goes through all these different things on the side here, what everything means, and what you need to know. But because we're using optimized press in this instance, there are a few things different here that I'm going to cover because it works a bit differently than the standard WordPress themes do. But what we're going to do first, we're going to want to go to Appearance, then Themes. And you can see right now the 2013 theme, which is the stock standard WordPress theme, is active. So if we go to socialmediamansion.com, we'll see this is what the theme looks like now, very basic. But what we want to do is we want to activate our optimized press theme, and then it's going to ask us for our license code. And I'll show you guys how to get that if you've purchased this optimized press theme. And you'll see why it's so user-friendly, why I think it's worth purchasing this theme, because you can do pretty much anything you want with it and make really, really clean, very, very modern sites. But we'll activate that for now, and it should ask us for a license code. So our API key. So what we need to do is when you purchase the Optimized Press theme, you get given a login details to the Optimize Hub. So we need to go to optimizehub.com. It'll ask you to log in. I've already logged in. And once you've logged in, this will be the site that you'll see. What we're going to need to do now is go to licensing. And I'll scroll down. I'll pause the video here so I don't reveal all my license codes, but it'll give us a lot of different codes to use, and we just copy one of them, and then we'll paste it over into this section here where it says API key. So I'll pause it right now, and I'll be back in 1 second. So I've now copied my code across, and I'm going to hit Save Settings. Let that load. So one of the only problems with this optimized press theme is that sometimes it can take a little bit of time to save the settings when you are creating pages and whatnot. But once it's done, it's definitely worth it, I think. Okay, cool. So now it's asking us for what blog setup do we want to use. We won't go into too much detail here. I usually just leave it on the stock standard one. But if you want to play around with these different themes, we can. And we can always change these in the future. But I'll just go through this little basic setup here. Okay, so set up your blog header. I'll upload my logo. So I select File. I can just drag and drop the file here. So I'll go to my desktop and I'll go to Social Media Mansion and I'll grab my logo and I'll drop it into here. I always insert it as full size, and then the website will crunch it to the right size as well. That does look quite big though, so I might need to shrink this later on. Actually, I might even just do it now. So 250 by 250. Sorry, 250 by 50. So I'll remove that, and we'll try that again. We'll go here, and I'll show you guys how to edit an image file. So you just open it up, Tools, Adjust Size. It'll be very similar to, depending on if you're using Mac or if you're using Windows. It might be Edit or it might be one of these file menus, but it'll be the Adjust Size option. So what I want to do is click this unlock button here. So say if this is locked and I have 500, it'll change it to this exact same parameters as the picture is, except larger or smaller. But if I want to change it for both to be different, I want to go 250 by 50. So that looks a bit weird there. So I'm going to play around with this. Maybe I might go 250 by 200. Oh, sorry. Adjust size, 250 by 100. So we'll try that. Now I'll save that. And we'll go back here. Drop that down there for now. Select File. Drop that one in there. Let's see how this looks now. Insert that. So that looks a bit better. But we'll leave that for now. And as you can see, it's a bit of playing around here and there, and I might be doing this quite a bit throughout the video, but doing this on the fly so you can see exactly how I do these websites. My background color header, I'm going to leave this white because I really like white sites at the moment. I think they look very clean. I can always put borders around different text boxes and different other images and whatnot in the future when I'm creating this site, but I'm just going to leave it as white for now. Upload your favicon. This will be this little page up here. That's what will display up there. So 16 by 16. I'll do that later on. Choose your color settings. I'll leave them as white. You can change them if you want. Copyright notice. I'll get rid of this optimized press. Socialmediamention.com. Info bar. You can add in those different things there if you'd like, but I'm just going to leave that for now. And typography. This is where you can choose your different fonts, font colors, for that, and this will apply to all of the site. We can then go into each individual page and change the fonts and the themes if we're trying to do specific things like put some text in italics and whatnot. But for now, I'm just going to leave all these as the default because these guys do a pretty good job of making a good basic package. So I'm going to continue to step 3 and choose the layout. Sidebar column preferences. So you can decide which side you want your sidebar on, and this is just for the blog. So what I mean by that is we're going to be creating individual pages, and I'm going to be creating full width pages, 3-column pages, so many different preset templates, and we can create our own. So right now we don't really need to worry too much about this unless we're really wanting to do lots of blogging right now. Header navigation preferences. Again, I'm just going to leave all this as is. And this is where if you want to put opt-in boxes and that type of thing in, you can do that all here. But again, I'm not going to use any of this for the time being. I'm going to click continue and finish up. And then we'll get into building this site. Great. So in the past, how I've shown you guys to add pages is go pages and then add a new page. With the Optimize Press plugin, we do it a bit differently. So what we want to do is go page builder under the Optimize Press menu. So I want to call this page, we'll call this the home page. And then we're going to select a blank page, or we can use a content template. And here you can see a bunch of different templates here that we can use. So they've got pre-made templates for home pages, for membership sites, and this is how I built the Social Media Unchained program. Opt-in pages if we're trying to give away a book and whatnot, or a free gift or whatever it might be. We can go down even further, and there's other pages like a fax page, download page. But see a lot of different content here. But for now, I always like starting with a pre-made page just because there's a lot of things there I can just jump in there straight away and change rather than going from a complete blank page. So I'm just going to click the pre-made home page for now. Actually, I'll show you guys from absolute scratch so you can just get the exact idea of how I'm going to be doing this. So we'll go blank page. Proceed to step 2. And we'll be using this as a landing page or a marketing site page. Doesn't really matter. We're going to be doing a blank page either way, so we'll leave it like that. Proceed to next step. Okay, so now actually we'll go back for this one actually, because they're just giving us the opt-in landing page. That's it. So we'll go marketing site. We could have done the landing page and then deleted everything, but it's probably easier to go this way. So we'll do a full width page. Header navigation, we want to leave that on. I want the navigation bar to be below the header. Maybe we'll do it next to it on the right, alongside the header. We haven't made a menu yet, but we'll do that later on. Featured title. We'll leave the footer area. We'll turn it on for now, but we might turn it off later. And we'll save and we'll launch the live editor. So the live editor is where we actually create the different looks of each single page. So as you can see right now, it's a very, very basic blank, completely blank site. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start adding different things. So I'm going to add a new row once it decides to completely load for me. There we go. So first off, let's go with the headers. So we're layouts, header navigation. I want to select a logo. Hit media library since I've already uploaded the logo beforehand. And I'll hit show, insert into post. And then we'll go update. And we'll give it a second to reload. Great, now our logo's there. So say what I want to do here is I want to add a video and then maybe a text box next to it with some content in it. So I'm going to add new row. And you can see here, this is where you can start adding columns, and this is where you can see it's so easy to customize what your site looks like. So what I might do here is I might click on, might use a 2/3 and a 1/3 column here. And I'll click insert into page. And say I wanted to put a big video here. All I need to do is hit add elements. And this gives me a list of everything I could think of then that I would need to make a site. So if I wanted to add an arrow, just like for doing stop points, I can add different arrows here for people to look at. I can add an audio player, bullets, buttons, course description boxes, like a search bar, membership options, an order box with buttons that link to PayPal, pricing tables. It just goes on and on and on. But what I want to do is add in a video player. I'm going to click on this because it's the one that I want. And I'm going to take the video from YouTube. Okay, so now I need to get the YouTube video URL, and I was watching one the other day which explained a lot about social media, since this is what this site's going to be about. So social media 2013. Let's see, which one do I like? We'll try this one. So it has some pretty impressive statistics. So I'm going to use this video for the time being. I might change this in the future. So all I need to do is copy this link here, and I paste it here. And then what I want to do now is I can then have all these other options like autoplay. So when they land on the site, the video will start playing automatically. I can hide the controls or I can leave them. Hide the YouTube logo. And then I'll align it left, right, or center. So I'll just leave it as center and insert. Boom, the video is right there now for us to play. So say on this side here, I want to add, what do I want to add here? Let's just say I want to add a bit of text here. So I can then go headline. And this will give me a headline. So maybe I might want to do, You can choose whatever one you like. So say I'll do this one here. Welcome to Social Media Mansion. Sorry about that, my phone's going a bit crazy today. So that's added a big thing there. So we can edit that later if we want to, or we can leave it as is. And say I wanted to add some more text. I can then go text. And all I want to do is add in a text box. Text. And what do I want to say? I want to say, this will explain a little bit about my website. I'll obviously go back and edit this later on, but just showing you this guy for just for the sake of showing you how this all works. Okay, cool. And I always like to save it, to save and continue. And as you can see now, if I go view public link, this will show me what the site currently looks like. So right now, we've done that so far. Great. So let's just go back here now. And what else do I want to put in this site? I might want to put a couple of columns explaining a few different things. So maybe a 3-column insert. Then I might put 3 headers. Which one do I want? Maybe we go free ebook. Check what's happening on Facebook. And I'll have a Facebook feed appearing underneath there. And then maybe what should we do for the last one? Services. Insert. So as you see, it can take a bit of time sometimes to load in the different elements. But we'll let it do its thing. And then if we ever want to edit any of these, we just hit this little edit tool. And you can then choose everything. You can edit things here. So say I wanted to change to the highlight color, I might want to go to a light blue, since that's kind of what the theme of my page is about. It's very strange why it's doing that though. I'm going crazy today. Maybe a bit darker. I'll copy this here, and I'll go insert. So I wanted to change up all of them. And then we'll do that again, highlight. So all we need to do now is post, turn that into silent, post that here, highlight, insert, and again. Paste that in there, insert. And then say we wanted to change the text color. I should have done that before, but we'll do it again now. Text, white, insert. Okay, and then we do that again here. Okay, and we'll save and continue. Let's see what that looks like now. Great. So then we're going to add those different fields underneath. But as you can see, we just keep building it and building it until we get something that we really like. Obviously, this doesn't look very nice here, so I'll change all this, make that look a bit better. And then I guess what we can do next is start just creating the other pages and then put in the actual navigation menu next to the social media mansion. So I'll show you guys how we're going to set that up. So we'll go back here and we'll go save and close. Then we're just going to go to this. We want to set our home page. So right now, if we went to socialmediamansion.com, we'll probably get a, I'm not sure what we'll get right now, just a very, we'll get our blog set up here, but we want to change this to the page we were just creating. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to appearance. Actually, maybe not appearance. They've changed this slightly. Settings, and then reading. We want to go out to a front page display to be a static front page, and we're going to select, I'm not quite sure why it's not there. Let me just pause this and see why that's happening. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so I found out what happened here. What we need to do is actually go to pages first and see it says home draft. What we need to do here is make it published. So all we need to do is hit quick edit, come over here to where it says status draft and hit publish. Obviously you don't want to do this if you don't want people to see your site yet, but since I'm planning on banging this site out in the next couple of hours, I'll just publish it now, and that shows you guys how it works as well. So published, update. And fingers crossed it works this time. So here we go, settings, reading, static, and we select home from the menu here. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to hit save changes. And hopefully, if we refresh this page here, socialmediamansion.com, it shows us our new site. Great, so now I'm just going to pause this video here since it's going a bit long now, and in the next video I'm going to be creating the other pages to this site. We're going to be adding a navigation menu in, we're going to be adding some widgets and other things in, like our Facebook feed and some other interactive content on here. Our contact pages, so we can set up a contact form for everyone, and it's all going to be so easy to do, just as easy as I've created this site in the past 15 minutes or so. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching. Bye.